I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be important for the aspirants of NDA 2 2021. So if you are preparing for NDA 2 2021, then this video is going to be very much important for all of you. And in this we have started a new series called Pathfinder series. This Pathfinder is considered as the Brahmastra for defense aspirants, mainly the NDA aspirant. Even if you see the interview of NDA 1 2020 topper, his name was Ronit Ranjan Nayak from Odisha. He gave interview to one of the media channel and he told the importance of Pathfinder book. He also told that he studied only Pathfinder for his GAT part and he was able to score 580 mark with All India rank 1 in the final merit list of National Defence Academy. So the importance of Pathfinder book can be seen from the topper point of view, and even many of the candidate has also told me that they have cleared NDA only with the Pathfinder book. They have not studied any other book other than Pathfinder for both math and GAT, but for GAT this book is more than sufficient. For math you can take the help of some other substitute book, but for GAT you have to see only Pathfinder. In this we are in continuation of the same previous video, that is the series for the Indian polity. In previous video I told you about important features in Indian Constitution, important oath and affirmations. But in this video we are going to talk about again one of the important topic, schedules of our Indian Constitution. And this topic is very much important. Even if you open the NDA previous year paper, at least 1 to 2 questions will be seen from this schedule of our Indian Constitution. All of you are aware that it took 2 years, 6 months and 18 days to frame our Indian Constitution, and our Indian Constitution got completed on 26th of November 1949. That is why we celebrate 26th November as the Constitution Day in our country. But Constitution came into force on 26th of Jan 1950. That is why we celebrate 26th Jan as a Republic Day of India. So we will study schedules, and all of you are aware that in our Constitution at the time of enactment of the Constitution there were 395 articles and 12 schedules and 22 parts. In this video we are covering these entire 12 schedules which are mentioned in the Constitution of India. So moving over to the first schedule. First schedule talks about union and state and union territories. So it belongs to the list of state and union territory. There are 28 state and 7 union territory. Actually this book is of old edition. At present there are 28 state and 9 union territories. So this first schedule, it talks about the entire rules and laws, entire the electorate system, entire polity regarding the state and union territory, which is mentioned in the first schedule of our Indian Constitution. So first schedule talks about union territory and states in our country. Then coming over to the second schedule deals with the salaries, allowances of president, vice president, chief judge of high court, Supreme Court, Lok Sabha speaker, comptroller and auditor general. So how much salary has to be given, how much allowances, how much emoluments has to be given. Salaries and emolument is a term for the entire salary and allowances. So how much emolument has to be given, how much salary has to be given to these posts. Those posts are president, vice president, chief justice of high court, Supreme Court, Lok Sabha speaker. So to these dignitaries of our country, entire salaries and allowances are mentioned in the second schedule of our Indian Constitution. On the third schedule of our Indian Constitution, it is mentioned about oath and affirmations. So in this case, oath and affirmation, like president, prime minister, chief minister, governor, CAG, and any other post like judge in the high court, judge in the Supreme Court, chief justice of India, chief information commissioner, chief election commissioner, all the oaths, post of all the oaths and affirmations, like who gives oath to whom, who gives resignation to whom. So entire oath and affirmation is mentioned in the third schedule of our Indian Constitution. In the fourth schedule, allocation of seat of India in Rajya Sabha. So how much seat is allocated for the Indian states in the Rajya Sabha? It is coming under the fourth schedule of our Indian Constitution. All of you are aware that in our Indian Constitution we have got 250 seats of Rajya Sabha, which is divided into two parts, 238 plus 12. These 238 are elected members, which are on which the elections are being held. But these 12 members are nominated members. They are from various fields. They can be from sports. They can be from music. They can be ex-IAS officers. They can be from any of the field, be it Bollywood stars. They have to be outstanding personalities who are nominated by the president of our country. Like if I give you one example, at present out of those 12 nominated member, one of the member is Sachin Tendulkar. He has not been elected by the election process. He is not an MP, but he is a member of Rajya Sabha. Without being a member of parliament, he is a member of Rajya Sabha. Why he is like that? Because he has got Bharat Ratna and he has been nominated. He has been nominated by the President of India to come under one of the 12 member to be the member of Rajya Sabha, and this Sachin Tendulkar can take meeting for the Rajya Sabha meeting which is conducted in the Indian Parliament. So entire allocation of seat of each state, for each state how many seats is there in the Rajya Sabha, entire seats are mentioned in the fourth schedule of our Indian Constitution. Moving over to the fifth schedule. Fifth schedule talks about the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Here it talks about how many areas has to be allocated for the tribal people, how much area has to be allocated for the construction of multi-purpose river valley project, for the forest area to the scheduled area. That means how much area has to be protected area out of the human zone area, how much area has to be allocated for the scheduled tribe to reside in that particular area. So this entire thing is coming under the fifth schedule of our Indian Constitution. Then coming over to the sixth schedule. Sixth schedule talks about provision of administration of other tribal areas. In fifth schedule you studied about the control and administration of scheduled tribe and scheduled areas in entire country. But sixth schedule talks about the administration of tribal areas in some particular place. Those particular places are Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. That is AMTMA. So provision of administration of tribal areas in the Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. Means in these states how the administration conduct has to be there, mainly in the tribal areas of these states. It is coming under the sixth schedule of our Indian Constitution. Moving over to the seventh schedule of our Indian Constitution, it talks about allocation of power and function between the union and the state. All of you are aware that power in our country is divided into three levels. First one is central level, second one is state level, third one is local self government level. Here central government is having full control over it, and if any amendment or any changes is being brought, then here central government will take decision. Similarly here state government, and here also state government, but here it is completely in the hand of local self government. So in our Indian federalism there are three lists, that is union list, state list, and you will study one concurrent list which is mentioned here. So coming over to the first list, that is union list. In the union list there are 97 subjects mentioned. That means on these 97 subjects union government can make any changes, they can make any laws. For example, out of these 97 subject, at least on any one of the subject, if anyone want to take decision, then that decision is in the hand of central government. And similarly for the state list there are 66 subject mentioned in the state list, and here state government will take any decision if they want to make any amendment, if they want to make any law based on the list. For example, if I say you, one of the subject coming under the union list is the subject of defense. If you take the Indian defense of our country, that is directly in the control of central government. Defense has no relation with the state government. It's not that our country has got separate defense system, separate armed forces for the every state, and separate armed forces for the entire country. We have got a single armed forces, and that entire armed forces is coming under the control of central government. So this defense forces is coming under the control of union list, because it is one of the subject of the union list. Similarly, coming over to the state list, like it is agriculture. If you take the agriculture as one of the subject, this agriculture is the subject of both subject of state list. Because for example, if any bill is being passed, firstly every state has to agree on that particular bill. Any scheme is being launched, then firstly all the state government has to agree on that particular agriculture scheme. Because this agriculture is coming under one of the state list, it is coming in one of the 66 subject which is mentioned in the state list. But there are few subjects which are mentioned in the both the list. Those subjects are concurrent list, coming under the concurrent list. If you see the concurrent list, it is concerned of both union and state government have a power to make laws on these 47 subject. In any dispute, concurrent list lies with union government. Concurrent list means here the subjects are included in which both state as well as central will have power. Like if I give you one example, education. Education is one of the subject in which central government and state government both take decision. That is why we have both the board. We have CBSE board for the central government, and we have separate state board for the different state government. Because this education is one of the subject of the concurrent list, which are in the control of both central and the state government. So here all of you have understood till the 7th schedule of our Indian Constitution. Next, 8th schedule is very much important, because 8th schedule talks about the scheduled languages which are mentioned in our Indian Constitution. So this schedule contains 22 of the Indias recognized by the Constitution. Originally, Indian Constitution had 14 languages. 6 were added in 2004 after the 92nd Amendment Act in the year 2003. And the scheduled languages are Assami, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Odia, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Sindhi, Telugu, Tamil, Urdu, Bodo, Dogri, Santhali, Maithili. Like in our Indian Constitution, 8th schedule talks about the scheduled languages. These scheduled languages are also called national languages. So there are how many scheduled languages in our Indian Constitution? There are 22 scheduled languages in our Indian Constitution. So there are 22 national languages in our Indian Constitution. But when this Indian Constitution was enacted, at that time we had only 14 languages. But 6 more languages were added under this 92nd Amendment Act in the year 2003. So under this 92nd Amendment Act, 6 more languages were added into the list of these 14 scheduled languages which were there at the time of enactment of the Constitution. All of you understood till the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Next one is 9th schedule of our Indian Constitution. 9th schedule of our Indian Constitution, it contains act and order related to land, tenure, road, tax, railway industry. It has been added by the first amendment in 1951. So 9th schedule, the first amendment in our Indian Constitution which took place in the year 1951. So whatever changes were being brought by the first amendment act 1951, that was called as 9th schedule of our Indian Constitution. And those changes was related to the land tenure, road tax, railways and industry. Here one more thing you have to remember, that right to property is not a fundamental right. This was also declared in the 9th schedule of our Indian Constitution. So 9th schedule was added in first amendment act 1951. Here it was declared that right to property is not a fundamental right, and here the list like land tenure, road tax, railway was included in the 9th schedule of our Indian Constitution. Moving over to the next schedule. Next one is 10th schedule. This schedule was added by 52nd Amendment Act 1985. 52nd Amendment Act, which took place in the year 1985, this was added in the 10th schedule of our Indian Constitution. It contains the provision of disqualification of members of the parliament and the state legislative on the ground of defection. So here the defection thing was added. Anti-defection law was added in the 10th schedule of our Indian Constitution. What this anti-defection law talks? Disqualification of member of parliament and state legislature on the ground of defection. That means here if I say explain you, let's say in our India there are two major powers, that is BJP and INC, Indian National Congress. For example, BJP won, let's say 203 seats and Congress won 104 seats, but few MPs from Congress, few MP from Congress who won the election, they want to change their party to the BJP. This is called defection. Means after winning election in opposition party, or let us say less majority party, you want to move over to the more majority party, then that is called defection. So this, to avoid this defection, this 10th schedule was added according to 52nd Amendment Act 1985, that those members whoever is shifting their party from less majority to more majority or more majority to less majority after winning the election, they will be disqualified. Disqualification of members of the parliament on the ground of defection. On the ground of defection matlab if they are changing their seat from Lok Sabha to Raj Sabha, from one Congress to another Congress, from one party to another party, from BJP to Congress or from Congress to BJP after winning their election in their particular constituency, then at that time they will be disqualified. So this is called defection law. On the ground of defection they will be disqualified. So this was added in the 10th schedule of our Indian Constitution. Moving over to the 11th schedule. 11th schedule talks about 73rd Amendment Act 1992. It contains the list of subjects on which schemes may be entrusted to the panchayat by the legislative of the state for the implementation. Like in 11th schedule, Panchayati Raj is clearly mentioned. In 11th schedule, Panchayati Raj is clearly mentioned, and it was added in 73rd Amendment Act 1992. So Panchayati Raj means local self-government. Local self-government in the panchayats. Local self-government in the panchayat, in the village level. Panchayat means if 5 villages come together, then it is called panchayat. So local self-government in the panchayat, local self-government in panchayat was added by the 11th schedule of our Indian Constitution. And if you talk in terms of amendment, it was added by 73rd Amendment Act 1992. So this amendment is very much important, because by this amendment act only this Panchayati Raj scheme was implemented, Panchayati Raj system was implemented, that is power was divided, some power from union and some power from the state was taken, and it was given to the local self-government as a panchayat member to elect their own representative. So this was based on the 11th schedule of our Indian Constitution on the 73rd Amendment Act 1992. Then moving over to the last schedule, that is the 12th schedule, which is mentioned in the Indian Constitution, that was added by the 74th Amendment Act, which is again in the year 1992. So 73rd and 74th both Amendment Act took place in 1992 only, and 74 talks about it entrusted on the municipalities of the legislative assembly of a state for implementation. Like this 11th schedule was talking in terms of panchayat, and 12th schedule is talking in terms of municipalities. That means local self-government in town. Like in town you would have seen the municipalities, and the head of municipality is called chairman. Like head of panchayat is called mukhiya, so head of municipality is called chairman. So entire control, the formation of the municipalities and formation of the local self-government in the town and cities, local self-government in town and cities is mentioned in the 12th schedule of our Indian Constitution. It was added by 74th Amendment Act 1992. This schedule was added in 74th Amendment Act 1992 only. Here the this Amendment Act 1992 talks about the creation of municipalities, that is power was shifted from from central and state government to the local self government in the towns and cities, that is called municipalities. So I think now all of you have got complete clear cut idea about the schedule of our Indian Constitution. So there are 12 schedules and each schedule I have explained you in detail. Now the important part comes about the knowing and remembering the schedule in a sequence. So now I am going to tell you one super trick. With that trick you will be able to remember this entire schedule in detail in just one sentence. You have to remember one sentence. That sentence is TEARS, tears of old PM. This tears is first schedule, T is first schedule, E is second schedule, third schedule, fourth schedule, fifth schedule, sixth schedule, seventh schedule, eighth schedule, ninth schedule, 10th schedule, 11th schedule, 12th schedule. Ab you see, first one was T. T stands for Union, Territory and State. You remember T with territory and state. Territory and state. I'll show you with the schedule. See, first schedule was talking about Union, Territory and the state. So for this you should take short word as T. T for territory and state. Second one was T. After T we had E. E for salaries and emolument. E for emolument. Emolument means salaries. So TE, E for emoluments. Emolument means salaries. So about emolument and salaries it is mentioned in the second schedule. After T we had A. After T we had A. A for affirmation, oath and affirmation. So third schedule is talking about oath and affirmation. After A we had TEAR. R means allocation of seat in the Rajya Sabha. R for Rajya Sabha, seats in the Rajya Sabha. Next we had TEARS. Fifth schedule talking about S. S for schedule areas and scheduled tribe. Administration of control of S for schedule, S for schedule here. So schedule area and scheduled tribe is coming under the fifth schedule of our Indian Constitution. Next one is sixth schedule. TEARS, tears over. Now we will come to O. O for other tribal areas. Other tribal areas means tribal areas who are in these particular states. So to these particular states you can say in short other. They are in the other tribal areas. So sixth schedule is O. O for other tribal areas. Those tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh. Then coming over to the next schedule, OF. F stands for federalism. Federalism means division of power to the various bodies, that is union list, state list and concurrent list. So this was seventh schedule. Next one is eighth schedule. TEARS, OF got over. After OF we had O. O for official, official language. You can remember O as official language. So there are how many languages in our Indian Constitution? There are 22 languages in our Indian Constitution. So you can remember O with this official language. After that we had TEARSOFOL. L. Here L means land revenue, land tenure. L for land tenure. L for land tenure. L for land tenure in terms of ninth schedule. Next schedule is OLD. D. D for defection. D for defection. So 10th schedule is talking about disqualification of members based on defection. Next one is 11th schedule. 11th schedule we have P. P for panchayat and 12th schedule is M. M for municipality. P for panchayat and this 11th schedule is P and 12th schedule is M. So P for panchayat and M for municipalities. So I think all of you have understood the trick. TEARSOFOLDPM means tears of old PM. If you remember the sentence tears of old PM, then you are thorough with the entire schedules in our constitution. Once again, I'll remind you with this trick. T for union, territory and state, E for emolument and salary, A for oath and affirmation, R for Raj Sabha, S for scheduled area and scheduled tribe, O for other tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, tiers, OF, F for federal list, that is power divided into three parts, union, state and local government. Again O, here O for official language, that means you need to remember about languages, all those 22 languages. L for land tenure, so this is L, and here again D for defection, then P for panchayat, M for municipality. This is first schedule, second schedule, third schedule, fourth schedule, fifth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these 12 schedules you can remember with one small trick: tiers of old PM. This was your trick, and this was the important point of the day. So I think all of you have got a clear cut idea and clear understanding about the schedules in our Indian constitution. In upcoming videos we will teach you the important amendments which have taken place in our Indian constitution, and those amendments are very much important. So if you haven't subscribed the channel, you can subscribe the channel. Already I mentioned in the previous video that 4 of their students from this channel has cleared NDA 1 2021. So if you also want your dream to be fulfilled in NDA 2 2021 by just reading the Pathfinder book, then you can please stay tuned with this channel, because we are covering entire Pathfinder, mainly the GS portion of the series, which is considered one of the toughest part for the NDA aspirants. So we will make the toughest part as very easier part. So thank you friends for tuning till the end. Stay tuned and keep waiting for the upcoming videos. Thank you. Jai Hind.